Across the paper, written in thick red marker, were the words, "Do not allow re-entry." I stared at it for maybe 3 seconds too long. The fluorescent lights above hummed softly, like an audience waiting for the show to begin. I didn't speak. I didn't argue. I just adjusted the strap of my bag, turned around, and walked away. 3 hours later, I deleted a single file. Now, the phones won't stop ringing. They used to call me the backbone of the merger. Their words, not mine. I had designed the entire $450 million structure from the ground up. Every integration point, every contract clause, every automated system linking confidential data. No one else fully understood. When I started 4 years ago, the company was a mess. Stale coffee, tired faces, fragile egos. I changed that. I modernized them, made them faster, cleaner, scalable. They call me a magician. My boss, Laura, once smiled and said, "You're the reason this place functions." I believed her. That's how betrayal always begins. Warmth before the knife. The first signs were small. Meetings I was left out of. Files that suddenly required additional permissions. Then came the subtle shift. Laura stopped calling me strategic and started calling me detail-oriented. A quiet demotion wrapped in a compliment. I asked if something was wrong. She said, "No, everything's fine." But fine doesn't make people whisper when you enter a room. Fine doesn't mean HR sits in your one-on-one just to observe. I kept calm. I didn't flinch when they reassigned half my projects. Instead, I watched who smiled in Laura's office, watched who avoided my eyes, watched as my work, my code, my systems were slowly stripped of my name. Then came the email. Effective immediately, your position has been made redundant. Your access will be revoked at 5 p.m. Please return your badge. No meeting, no warning. Just one cold paragraph after 4 years of building their empire. That's when I understood I wasn't being cut. I was being replaced. Right before the merger closed. Revenge didn't come from rage. It came from clarity. For 2 weeks, I pretended not to notice the changes to my access rights. What they didn't know was that I had already written myself into the system, buried under layers of invisible code, dormant, harmless, until I chose otherwise. Every process I ever touched ran through one core configuration file, the foundation of their automation chain. Delete that file, and the entire network collapses. Delete it, and the merger's verification system flatlines instantly. They never asked how it worked, only that it did. So, on my last day, when I saw my photo taped to the front desk with that red warning, "Do not allow re-entry," I couldn't help but smile. They thought I was dangerous enough to keep out. They were right. I didn't slam doors or shout. I just left. And at exactly 8:47 p.m., the night before the merger signing, I opened a script I'd written months earlier. One command. A single irreversible line of code. rm_config_main.db. Enter. No warning. No prompt. Just silence. At 9:15 p.m., the first call came. Then another. Then 3 more. By 10, my LinkedIn messages exploded. By midnight, Laura texted, "Can we talk? It's urgent." I didn't reply. By morning, the press release was gone. The merger was postponed due to technical complications. Technical complications worth $450 million. They'll never trace it to me. There's no log, no trail. The deletion came from an internal system authenticated by a dead credential chain that no longer exists. I made sure of that. I can picture that boardroom now. Laura pacing, voice trembling, IT sweating through his shirt. They'll blame each other long before they ever face the truth. That's how rot works in corporations. And me? I'm sitting by the window, sipping coffee while my phone buzzes nonstop. They've offered me my position back. A raise, a public apology for the misunderstanding. I haven't answered, because this was never about revenge. It's about memory. Every system they touch now will carry a trace of me, a ghost in their code. Every delay, every unexpected crash, every unexplained bug will whisper what they did. And they'll know, quietly, privately, that the moment they betrayed me, they sealed their own downfall. Revenge doesn't always scream. Sometimes it's just a silent deletion. A single missing file that brings an empire to its knees. They tape my picture to the front desk to keep me out. Now I'm everywhere they can't reach. Their systems will rebuild. Their company will recover. But their confidence, that blind, smug certainty, is gone forever. And that's worth far more than $450 million.